Hi, Girm.
Hi, Spor.
Welcome back to BoredHouse.
Here we are.
It's a house. It's bored. Is it a? If we really like, is the house bored? Is it a house made of boards? Are we bored in the house? Because I don't want to say we're bored in the house. Because I really hate that when you search BoredHouse on YouTube, that song is the only thing that comes up.
I feel like that song isn't. I feel like that song isn't a thing that happens anymore.
Well, like that song is dead, right? It's like a dead meme, but it definitely still comes up in the search results.
Does it? I don't think so.
It definitely does.
No, I definitely think it does not.
What is BoredHouse, Graham?
BoredHouse is just like a place where you come when you don't want to do anything, so you just want to chill, and this is where you go. Or if you're
So
like,
basically, what you're telling the viewers is, you should come here if you want to escape your responsibilities.
or if you're a dysfunctional like adult, you just put this on in the background while you do stuff.
Like if you have ADHD.
Yeah, exactly like that.
I put it on when I'm doing your mom.
I put it on when your dad is doing me.
Nice.
I
just want to point out that, and I know all the Spotify listeners are going to be like, what the fuck? And I'll describe it. So Girm and I are both wearing like vacation-y outfits. Like we're both wearing like button-up shirts, shorts, and we're both wearing flip-flops and like little hats and stuff. Yeah. And we even have bags on. And Girm and I did not coordinate these outfits at all. And for 2 episodes in a row now, our episodes have been coordinated without prior coordination. Yeah, we didn't coordinate it, and yet we both were like vibing the same vibe somehow. So that's kind of neat. People are at home are like, they definitely coordinated this. No, this is just coincidental. We pick up our outfits
separately.
Yeah, it just so happened like we're the same.
I saw what Spor was doing, and I saw what he was wearing, but I had already picked my outfit out yesterday because I set everything up yesterday. So I didn't say
we were supposed to record yesterday. All the gamers who are wondering, we're recording on the day it was supposed to come out.
It's true.
So podcast, maybe tomorrow. Just kidding.
No.
No. I don't know. Sometimes we don't feel like recording, and we just don't. You know. Usually it's me though.
Spor's been popping off on his Twitch.
Streaming?
Yeah.
I'm only 14 followers away from 700. It's kind of pog.
Yeah. So if you're listening, go check it out because we play Overwatch a lot.
And Genshin now. Or Genshin stream now.
I started playing Genshin too.
Yeah. On the last episode, we talked about me getting into Genshin. And now it's been like 3 weeks since last time we recorded. And now I am in Genshin and I'm playing it. So.
He's deep.
Yeah.
It's deep into the game.
Speaking of games, that's kind of the topic for today's episode.
It is.
Girm and I have had this discussion because often we're looking for games to play on BoredHouse or just to play in general, and it always comes back down to there's nothing to play, and games kind of suck.
The reason it came up now is because E3 just happened, and I mean for the most part,
nothing looked fun.
Yeah, nothing
at all. Nothing. The only thing that looked actually good is Battlefield. Like I am hyped for that, and I really hope EA doesn't fuck it up.
There are some games, right, that look cool.
Yeah, that Battlefield game reminds me. It makes like when I was first getting into the PC gaming scene, Battlefield 3 was the game that we were playing. Then Battlefield 4 came out, and that was the game we were playing, and it was fun. And it wasn't like a BR because it was capture the flag, right? It was point based. So when you die, you could keep coming back, and your friends could spawn on you, and you could just keep having fun. Where the battle royale is like very difficult to enjoy, in my opinion, because once you're dead, you're done. You got to get back in a queue and wait for another 15 fucking minutes to play a game.
Yeah.
And I like that Battlefield was never really something you had to take seriously. Like a battle royale, it's like you have to be the best, the number one on the whole map. You killed everyone. You fragged out, or you hid in a shack for like 22 minutes and then you killed the last guy.
The way I see battle royales, it's like the encapsulation of capitalism, basically, because only the best, not even the best win. It's just the luckiest people who find the best stuff, and then everyone else is just fodder for the game. So
yeah, you either have to be lucky in in where you drop and what's there. That was especially the case in PUBG, or you have to be really, really fucking good, like Shroud, who could get any weapon and destroy like 20 people in 5 minutes.
Yeah.
And so with Battlefield, you could just kind of drop in at any point that your team had, And then I kind of got lost. Battlefield was it Battlefield 1? The one where it was like World War 1?
I don't know any of the
That one was
Battlefield
kind
games.
of fun, but it was like applesauce and butterscotch and all. I was like, what are you calling the points these? I don't understand what's going on. It's too British for me, so I stopped playing. And it kind of got lost on me, but Battlefield 3 and Battlefield 4 was one of those were those games I remember distinctly having a good time in. Even though I sucked at the game and barely got any kills, because it was fun to like throw C4 and grenades and stuff and,
Yeah,
and
I was about to
rockets.
say, how much of that was like you hanging out with friends and just doing stuff with your friends?
It was absolutely me hanging out with friends. But I feel like it was a lot harder to have the same type of fun in the newer Battlefields that came out. Battlefield
that's
20, whatever is it called, 2030 something or something?
I don't
even remember what it's called.
I really don't. Like, I don't know anything about Battlefield.
The new Battlefield looks like Battlefield 4. Like, obviously it has all kinds of new mechanics, but it's very obvious that they paid attention to the gamers in what they put together and what the gamers were asking for in the next Battlefield, because in the trailer they show a scene where the guy jumps out of the, I don't know if you saw the trailer, but the guy jumps out of a jet, grabs a rocket launcher, fires it at another jet, blows up that jet, then gets back in his jet and flies away. And it's an homage to an actual clip, Girm. There is an actual, a Battlefield player actually did that in Battlefield, jumped out of his plane, fired a rocket launcher at an enemy jet, blew it up, got back in his plane, and flew away. And it has like 10 million views. And Battlefield, the marketing team paid homage to it in the trailer, which is like, if that's not a sign that they're paying attention to the game.
Okay, but
you know what I mean?
Can I just say, because you reminded me of something bringing that up. There are some companies that have been doing that kind of stuff. Like, the first thing I think of when you mention that is Clash of Clans. You played Clash of Clans, right?
No. You tried to get me to play Clash Royale.
I did.
And I did
try to get you to play Clash Royale, but you didn't. Well, you kind of did, but nah. Anyways,
it wasn't very fun for me.
Clash of Clans used to have like wars that you would do. If you're familiar with the game, if you're not, I'm sorry, this is going to be lost on you. But
if you're not familiar with how Clash of Clans works, then you've just been living under a rock for a very long time.
But basically,
it's like not knowing how Candy Crush or Angry Birds works. It's like it was that popular. Come on.
You basically, what Supercell would do is they would take like certain battles and then animate them. I think I sent one to Spor. It had what's his name, James Corden in it with that other guy who played the Nazi guy.
Oh yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Bastards, yeah. And it was really cool. Like, it was a really cool way to play homage to, or pay homage to their players, and have people want to be involved in the community so that cool stuff like that could happen to them. But then they sold to like some Chinese company and all that stuff kind of stuff.
Yeah, but that clip is from that clip is from Battlefield 4. And I think there's been
for the players. I get what you mean.
There's been 2 different Battlefield games since Battlefield 4, so it's very obvious that with this they're trying to go back to the feel that Battlefield 3 and Battlefield 4 had that was lost in the last 2 Battlefields, because obviously Battlefield's not been at the same popularity as like Warzone. And what I understand is Battlefield is not going to have a BR. This new Battlefield isn't going to have a Battle Royale mode. A lot of people, Dr. Disrespect said, nah, it'll have a BR. They have to. Just give it some time. They'll put a BR in there. But, I mean, nobody played that Firestorm, I think it was called. That BR that they had where there was like a ring of fire that was moving in.
I don't remember.
Yeah, that's because nobody played it. And the item system in that game was horrible. It was like impossible to see anything on the ground and figure out what you were looking at. And so it was just very unpopular, especially when Call of Duty Black Ops, I think it was, had their BR. The one that was before Warzone. I forget what that was called. But that's the one everyone was playing.
I feel like the details, like, I guess specific games aren't really important. It's more about, I don't know, there's kind of like this weird homogeny between games now. And I guess it's always been like that, but also not really, because
I think a lot of game devs, what I've kind of picked up on is like, I like Overwatch because of its consistency. Mm-hmm. That's why I played so much. The same thing with Genshin. It's easy to get into Genshin because it's very consistent. But the thing is,
games
with
from
Battlefield 3,
like Overwatch, you could say, oh, that's Blizzard, you know? as a studio.
Yeah, but no, Battlefield 3 and Battlefield 4 I both enjoyed very much because they were actually both very consistent with each other. The whole thing changed with Battlefield 1 because I think it's Battlefield 1. I hope gamers are going to be like, Spor, you don't even know what you're talking about. That's not even the name of the game. But when they changed it, when they did like a World War 1 based game and people were on horses with swords and stuff, I was like, okay, I'm lost. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
and it was just impossible. It like what I enjoyed in BF3 and BF4 was not there in the next game. And so it's kind of like Tom Clancy's Ghost Recon Phantoms, which is, for people who are listening, you guys probably don't know what that is, but it was a free to play game on Steam, and it felt very much like Battlefield 3, and I played the shit out of it. I played the shit out of that game. It was like there was the consistency, like you say homogeny, but it was a consistency where all games were fun. And then everybody was like, we're too similar to everybody else. We have to be different. And I feel like they went so different that games became less fun.
I just mean like, oh, they have a battle royale, so now I have to have one too. But it's like a lot of the time they don't try to improve on the idea because they're like, if it's not broke, why fix it? You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, if you look at Warzone definitely improved on BR, like the item system, the way that items drop when somebody dies, where you don't have to really like, oh, the items explode out of the body in a ring around where the body is, so you can see everything laid out. So as you're approaching a body, you can already see items you want, so you don't have to sit over the body jiggling AD, so you don't get sniped from a distance like you do in PUBG, because you actually have to look through the body, or like you have to in Apex, because you have to look through the box, right?
Yeah.
The Warzone fixed that. But then you've got problems in Warzone, like solos in Warzone, the circle moves the same speed as it does in quads. So it's like super fucking
I guess
slow.
Every game will be like, every game will have its good things, bad things.
Well, to be fair, Raven doesn't really listen to the gamers.
I don't know what Raven is.
And that's like, there's so many voices sometimes that these game devs, they just ignore all of them. Instead of listening to the ones that make sense, they ignore all of them. They just don't care. It's like, oh, well, we know what we're doing, so we're just going to do what we want to do, and people will keep playing the game regardless. And it winds up being really like a miserable gaming experience for a lot of people.
Sometimes it works out. Fortnite's doing pretty good still.
Yeah, but they're smart.
I just think it's...
Epic knows what the heck they're doing,
who are passionate about the game, that they want to make.
Definitely, it's a passion thing. I also, if you've ever worked in like a development structure, then you know that creative directors have a lot of say. And so when you think it's a large development team making decisions, it's usually one or two people making the decisions for like a several hundred person group.
Yeah, but you also have to take into
that's
account
where the problem.
The studio itself, which I think is a big issue with why some games come out like super weird and they seem almost like dead inside. There's a lot of studios will be like, well, like I don't know if we could do this, I don't know if we could do that, like this seems weird. You know what I mean?
Like Devolver comes out with games and it's always got a lot of personality.
What's Devolver?
Devolver's the people, I'm pretty sure they're the ones that make Fall Guys, no?
I don't know.
Uh-oh, I have to, hold on. Devolver Digital, Fall Guys. They made Carry On. Carry On's the one with the that I was showing you.
Me never hearing of this.
Carry On is the game where you're like that creature traveling through the pipes. I was gonna play it for Halloween, but you didn't think it was really spooky enough.
I don't remember, honestly.
You'll be looking it up when you edit this, and you'll be like, oh, that's what you're talking about.
That's what you're talking about.
Yeah. Devolver, they make quirky games, but they always do a really good job of because they just kind of do them, and they don't try to be like anybody else. That's why Fall Guys was so popular when it came out, because what the hell else was like Fall Guys? Nothing. Fall Guys was like a breath of fresh air for like 5 minutes, and then it got too competitive and sweaty, and there were too many people hacking, and it was just not fun anymore.
Yeah, people ruined that game. And then there were people...
Not the developers. It was people. The players ruined Fall Guys for the players, because people were instantly like, oh, cool, I can hack this game and be a total douche snozzle the whole time. I think I'll do that. And you'd get all the way to like round 4 and some jackass would be flying around. He'd get the tail and then fucking go up 30 feet in the air and just fly around in a circle and be like, well, what am I supposed to do now? You know?
Yeah, and I feel like they handled that a little slow. Because I did hear that from a lot of people who still played the game, is that updates were pretty slow for that game in the beginning.
Well, I don't think
know how
the thing is
now.
Devolver's never had that much attention ever, and I don't think they were expecting their game to blow up. It was on the homepage of Steam for a couple of days, and I don't know if they paid Steam for that or what, but that's what did it, because they were right there on the homepage.
They had an open beta, and I think they had it for like a month or 2, because I signed up for that and I got us in. We just never played it. Spor didn't want to play that game. He was like, I'm not playing this. It doesn't look fun. And then
well,
like
that's
literally
the thing is,
a week or 2 later, it blows up. And I'm like, well, because we were in the beta. Me and him were in the beta because I signed up both of us.
It's true. You did sign me up.
Yeah.
That's the thing, though. I feel like games have been getting less fun. And maybe, I don't know if it's that games have been getting less fun or that I've just been growing older and I don't think games are as fun as they once were for me, you know? Like, I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's one or the other.
Well, like, I guess that's what you gotta, like, what is it about games that you don't find fun right now?
It's monotonous.
What is?
There's like monotony. Well, there's 2 things. It's monotony, but it's not like, okay, there's monotony in Overwatch, but it's like, it's kind of mesmerizing, the monotony. Like, you do it so much that it's fun.
I wouldn't call that mesmerizing. I'd say it's just like a comfort pick.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it. Yeah. It's like playing solitaire on your computer. You've played it so many times and it's so easy that it's just fun. You don't really have to think about it. But like I used to play games like Pokemon Ruby and Pokemon Sapphire and really enjoy that. And I haven't seen a game come out that, like, I saw that they came out with the Pokemon for the Switch and it was 3D and it looked very, like, I just thought it was boring. It looked boring. I saw people playing it. Yeah, I saw people playing it on Twitch. I thought it was boring watching them play it. It was boring. It was like open world Pokemon, and that's not what I wanted. I wanted the 2D limited experience. You know, I wanted the game to kind of like let me have an imagination instead of just kind of putting it all out there for me. That's where I think some of these games are actually losing me. It's like I don't get to have an imagination anymore. I enjoyed playing Pokemon Sapphire because I could explore the map and go to certain areas and have a secret base, and those are things that I feel like were kind of lost.
I see, that's the thing. I think a lot of that is nostalgia, because literally every Pokemon game before Sword and Shield was extremely linear. There was areas you couldn't get to until you unlocked certain things. You had to meet requirements in places. You had to be certain levels. If you
But what's so wrong with that?
Well, that's
how
linearity.
I mean,
like, there's nothing wrong with that. But see, that's the thing. In Pokemon Sword and Shield, I know what you're saying. Like, the open worldness didn't appeal to you. But for the most part, that game was almost no different except for that middle section where they're like, hey, here's this giant land of open space. Do whatever you want. But the rest of the game, everything was the same. Nothing was different. Nothing changed.
I don't know. I don't like 3D. I like 2D.
And that's the thing, right? Like, I think a lot of it is people's nostalgia, either doing that where they don't want to play it at all, or they're like, oh, well, this isn't... Like, Pokemon's a really good example of games where they try to appeal to both younger generations coming in and older generations that have already been there. And I think that's a mistake. Like, just let the kids have it at that point. Pokemon is so underwhelming now, and it's not just because, like, we're adults. It's because they tried to make the game for adults and for kids, and it meets a really weird middle ground of, I don't know, it's just lame.
Well, because previously they were making it for kids and now they're trying to make it for those kids now that they're adults, and it's like the thing that made it fun was that it was for kids.
Yeah, but
you know,
adults wouldn't
it was
play
simple
it if it were made for kids. That's the thing. because the game's easy.
If a Ruby, well, the thing is, there's also something kind of fun about cartridges, and I guess this is weird, a weird thing to say, but there's something incredibly satisfying about having a blue clear plastic tinted cartridge,
like a physical thing,
and popping it in, and then everybody can see that you're playing Sapphire because they can see that that's the cartridge you have in your Game Boy Advance, and you know what I mean? Like, that was fun. That was the fact that you could have this cartridge, you pop it in.
It sounds like
and that was
voyeurism.
But the other thing is, like, it made you stick with one game and really enjoy it because you weren't going to have another game. Right now, you could have any game you want most of the time. If you want a new game on your Nintendo Switch and you have $5, you can go to the store and buy 5 $1 games. Like,
you know what's funny though?
And they're just there.
That's like, that's just living in an indulgent society. Like, it's like when you go to when you go to the store and you have 8 million candy bars to choose from, but you always get the same one.
Oh no, right? Dude! I just realized something.
What?
We're boomers. I'm a boomer at least because I'm sitting here going, remember when you could only have one cartridge in the game at one time?
And here's the thing. Sometimes I feel like I don't get sucked into the, whoa, this and that, like one thing. I like trying new things. I don't mind trying new things. And I understand where, especially like creatives in the gaming industry come from when they're like, here's this and here's how we want you guys to look at it. But it's, at the same time, that doesn't mean I'm going to indulge that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
I
played Pokemon Sword and Shield, but that doesn't mean I was like, oh, it's crazy. But it's also not awful. It was just a very okay Pokemon game.
But that's the thing. Like, when I think about Ruby and Sapphire,
like
I think about how long we played those games for.
Oh yeah,
like
100%.
The cartridge was in the Game Boy Advance easily for more than a year, possibly close to 2 years, and that you can't see that from like Overwatch. I play Overwatch for like 4 years, so I mean I can't see that for most games because it's so fast now. The gaming industry is so fast, and the things that come out are so uninteresting, and everybody's already moved on, so you have nobody to play the game with, and that's kind of where it's at. It's like, oh well, hey Girm, do you want to play, like, if I ask you right now, hey Girm, do you want to play Battlefield 4 after this podcast? Then you'd be like, I don't even have that installed, you know?
I think it's because we're kind of like in a really weird place with games where finally game studios have figured out there's more than one way to make money, and that's with microtransactions.
Yeah, so they make really like they make really basic games, and the only way to have them be interesting is when you go and spend $1,500 in Genshin.
Yeah, I get. Well, Genshin's a bad example of that, in my opinion, because
it's gacha game.
Yeah, it's a gacha game. It's meant to make you spend money. But here,
it's
look,
gambling.
Back to Pokemon, because that's a perfect example. Pokemon Sword and Shield, they literally released, I don't even remember what the second version was called, and then they released the DLC on top of that, and they released the Pokemon Bank for it, and it's like, that's bullshit. They're selling you all this extra shit that should have just been with the game.
I don't want that at all.
Yeah,
I just want to pop in and I want to just go and level up my Pokemon and go to like a grassy area and walk through the grass and level up my Pokemon.
But see, you have the option to do that. You can do that.
Yeah, but I don't want to be at a disadvantage to other people because they have DLCs and stuff. Like, I just want everybody to be equal, and it's more interesting.
What does it matter, right?
But that's the thing. Everybody, you'd see like, oh wow, look at the Pokemon you have. It'd be like, yeah, I worked really hard to get these, and it's like I could do that too because you have the same game I have, and like there's no difference. Everybody's level.
But Sword and Shield did have exclusives. Sword and Shield had exclusives to each game, so you would have to trade with people. Like every Pokemon game.
No, I know.
Has that.
Obviously, they do that with the Diamond and Pearl, Ruby and Sapphire, Leaf Green, Fire Red. I mean, all the Black and White. All those have done exclusives, right? So, but that was part of the fun is like, okay, like my brother and I, my mom would, nowadays, like when we got older, my mom would wind up probably just buying my brother both because he's obsessed a little bit.
Yeah.
With being like a collector, like a completionist. But as a kid, like he got Fire Red, I got Leaf Green. We didn't both get both, you know? So if he needed a Pokemon or something, we had to trade. Of course, I ruined my Leaf Green, so that's never gonna it's never gonna happen. Plus, they had those stupid little wireless attachment that came with Leaf Green and Fire Red. Do you remember?
I do remember.
It was this little thing that would plug into the accessory port on the Game Boy Advance or the Game Boy SP, and you could link wirelessly. But if somebody walked in between the two devices, it would that's all it took, is one person just quickly walking in between, and all of the devices would disconnect. So I remember when we had one of those early day bring games to school days back in middle school. A bunch of people brought their Game Boys, and they had the wireless attachment. And I didn't have one. I guess I was a little jealous. I thought it'd be funny if I just walked right through and they were in the middle of a Pokemon match.
Oh my god.
And I just walked right through and disconnected like 4 people.
God damn it, Sport.
And they were like, what the fuck? Except it was like 3rd grade, so they didn't say the F word.
I mean, that's like accessories and stuff too. I feel like nostalgia is a big thing for you when it comes to games.
I guess. I feel like if a game, yeah.
I think my favorite Pokemon game is X and Y, but I can tell you it's because I really liked the meta and I played competitive at the time. Raising Pokemon, breeding them, and EV training them was super easy, and I did that for my brother's Pokemon and a bunch of my friends. I kid you not, Spore. I hatched over 10,000 fucking Pokemon just trying to get shinies for people with really good IVs and EVs.
What is a shiny? Can you explain a shiny to me?
It's basically just like a variant of a Pokemon. So like, I don't know who's a good shiny example. Espeon's a horrible one. But
is it better or is it just unique?
Sometimes, like Espeon, you know Espeon, right? The gray psychic cat.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
But if you get shiny,
it has like a little jewel on its forehead.
Yes, but if you get the shiny version, he's a hideous green. You don't want shiny Espeon, but there's really good examples of good shiny Pokemon where they're really pretty. And
isn't the shiny Wooloo like a shiny Wooloo is actually just black?
It's a black sheep. Yes, it's very nice.
That's cool. Wooloo was the saving grace of Sword and Shield.
Sword and Shield. Was it? It was. I think so. I think potential Pokemon, but
I think Wooloo was the reason why people bought the game. They were like, I should spend $70 on this because Wooloo's in there. You know,
we're not trying to get like stuck up on Pokemon either, but like
Pokemon was a huge part of my childhood. We played with the cards, and then we had the games.
Yeah,
my brother had the Game Boy Color cartridges. I forget which ones. Probably like gold and silver. Does that ring a bell? Were those?
I mean, yeah. See, you owned like a bunch of shit, and I just owned 1 or 2 Pokemon games and enjoyed playing them. I never owned any of the accessories, any of the other stuff.
My brother owned a bunch of shit, and my mom got me things because she thought that I would feel left out if I didn't have them. And the reality is I didn't even know Ruby and Sapphire was that. What is that? You know? And I was just happy to have anything. That's like, I've said this on a previous podcast when we talked about games. My brother's always been the gamer in my family. Like, he has all the consoles. He's got all the games. He's the completionist. He plays in the tournaments. He gets all the DLCs, and he has all the exclusive whatever. And he's the one who works really hard to be like globally ranked at like top 10 of whatever in games like Gears of War and stuff, where like normal people don't even care. And I just kind of was like, I just swam in his wake. You know what I mean? Like, he cleared the waters, and I just kind of paddled along in the wake behind him. So any games, like once he moved on to the next console, like I got the GameCube. And I asked for the Wii because I really wanted the Wii because it looked fun for me. He didn't want the Wii. He didn't care because he didn't want to do motion control. I wanted motion control. That's what I cared about. So because it played all the GameCube games, I wound up getting all of his GameCube games.
I feel like we talked about this in the other podcast, but I don't remember.
We definitely have before, but it's fine to reiterate. Like, that's where it comes from for me. It wasn't that I was going and doing the shopping myself for games. I wasn't going, I really need this game. The only game I remember asking for Wii.
I feel like you remember the stuff a lot because it kind of...
I asked for Rapala Fishing for the Wii, and I asked for Wii Music. Those are the only 2 Wii games. Wii Fit. I asked for Wii Fit. Wii Fit was a mistake, let's be honest. Girm, how many times did you actually play on the Wii Fit?
Me never, because I had Pokemon XD. We've talked.
You're like, I had a non-physical game. Yeah, it was way more fun, and you didn't get sweaty, and you know.
See, that's the thing. I wouldn't go back to play those games because I would ruin them for myself.
What, XD?
Any kind of like the older games. Like I don't think I would play X and Y. Remember when I played New Leaf for a little bit?
New Leaf. Yeah, and then so you got me to play, and I was having a really good time. We played it just before New Horizons came out.
You had never played it, and for me, since I used to hack my game, I had the game file saved on my computer, and I found it literally years later, and I was able to load it up. Like, that's the only reason I went back for nostalgia.
But you guys were like crazy, and I told you that I had a Animal Crossing New World addiction, and I probably have actually thousands of hours in that game.
No,
you
same.
saw.
Mm-hmm.
I showed Girm, if everyone listening, I showed Girm. I actually like put a webcam, mounted it up, top-down view on my desk, and I had told Girm about this so many times, and he was just like, "You need to show me." So I finally mounted up a camera top-down, and I like video called Girm. And I pulled out my DS and I showed him my whole. He showed me
his whole, guys. Cut the cameras.
I showed him my entire.
There you go.
Animal Crossing New Wild Worlds, like little world, and it's incredible how limited that was in comparison to New Horizons and even New Leaf. It's very obvious that I spent thousands of hours in there.
But you know what's funny? Now people complain about New Leaf not having enough to do, and how I know what you're talking about, but I don't personally. I played Wild Worlds. I am very happy with New Horizons, and I know I would say New Horizons needs an update in the UI, because I shouldn't have to have a 50 question conversation with Oliver every time. What's his name? Orville. Every time I want to travel somewhere, I gotta answer like a fucking questionnaire. It should just be a menu. Nintendo. Here's the thing.
That's what we need.
This is a kid's game. Ultimately, what you guys are seeing is a children's game. So there always has to be that
with an
accessibility.
80% adult market.
Doesn't
Literally,
matter.
I bet it's like 80% of people bought this were adults playing it for themselves.
Adults can play around the accessibility for children. Children cannot play around the lack of it for adults. That's just a fact. Taking shit out for the case of adults would mean taking it out for the children. And while, like,
oh my god, then just go put a settings, put a fucking settings menu in.
I don't need to read that. Like, I don't need the context for that. Children need that context, and people seem to not understand that.
A settings menu in the game and have a little checkbox for advanced mode.
Maybe,
that's it.
Maybe, but Nintendo's not known for doing that kind of stuff. Can you turn down your game?
No, of course not. They don't.
Can you turn down your game music? Can you turn down any music? No, Nintendo doesn't have those features.
Nintendo's like, this is the experience, and you will pay for it because you are obsessed.
But I think it's for accessibility reasons, and sometimes that's why I don't blame Nintendo for the stuff that they do. Because at the end of the day, they give you really polished stuff most of the time.
At the end of the day, did it get everybody through 2020?
Yeah, most people.
Okay, then I think it did its job.
Yeah.
So, and not that's Nintendo wasn't like, okay, here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna release a pandemic and a game at the same time. Nintendo's sending Bowser out to the middle of China, the fucking vial.
Jesus Christ.
Nintendo's like the master plan. Reggie's like, this is my final masterpiece.
I will say
they've just been engineering Corona in the fucking Nintendo dev, what do you call it, Nintendo Studios for fucking years. No, but the thing is, it just kind of worked out that way, didn't it? And that's where I guess I will always look at Animal Crossing New Horizons as a game that I enjoyed. And maybe it's because of the circumstances, kind of the same as when I was a kid and I really enjoyed Sapphire and I had a lot of free time and I had, or maybe when I was, the other thing is I used to do things like, I used to long for the next time that I would get to invite somebody into my game. And that might have been weeks, days, could have been months. It might have been only at like Christmas when family would come to town and I'd be like, guys, bring your DSs. I would text my cousin, bring your DS, please. I want to show you my Animal Crossing. And you should come into my Ruby and Sapphire or come to my my Diamond and Pearl. I don't think I played Pearl. I played Diamond. Diamond is a stronger word than Pearl, and I was attracted to that. I said Diamond. That's a cooler word than Pearl.
I had Pearl because I'm a homo. Yeah, that was the first game I paid for, actually, like with my own money.
Do you still? We should. I really wish we could just like. You don't have your games anymore, do you?
Oh no, hell no.
Your fucking brother sold them.
Well, no, my other games. So since we were poor, anytime we finished the game, we would just sell it to get new stuff.
Oh.
Yeah. when you're broke, you don't get to keep shit for nostalgia. You don't have that. That's why, like, when I got older, I did used to keep all my stuff, and my brother ended up selling it for drug money anyway. So I lost.
Guys, one day we're gonna get Girm back everything. Where it's like we'll do it as like a BoredHouse business expense, so we'll just write it off.
I think I've talked about it before.
We'll put it in a video.
I had a Fire Emblem black and white DS, and I'll put a picture up of it. And
gamers, if you have a mint condition Fire Emblem black and white DS that you don't want anymore, and you want to sell it, hit me up my DMs. You know,
it's like $600, dude.
Don't say it on the podcast. God damn it! I'm not paying $600 for it. But if you want to hit me up in the DMs. I'm saying we'll just be like, we'll make a video. We'll say getting Girm, buying Girm everything from his childhood, and we'll put it in one video, and we'll just spend like $3,000 on it and call it a business expense because we put it in one video.
It's like you said, we're boomers. All that stuff is gonna be so fucking expensive.
Dude, it will be so expensive.
It will be so expensive.
I told you my speaker system on my desk, the power button. I guess the solder joint, the solder connection is loose. So the power button, if you jiggle it, it turns the speakers on and off. So they don't stay on all the time. So if I'm like pounding my desk out of rage, sometimes the speakers just turn off.
Pounding.
And I was like, well, how much is a new control speaker? Because maybe I could just buy a new control speaker for like $30, right? Yeah. And I would rather spend $30 than fiddling around trying to crack this thing open and soldering it back together. So I just have disposable income enough to do that, I guess. First world, hashtag. And I bought the speaker system for $69. It's fucking $400 now. I was like, what the fuck? Why?
You saved your life with that one.
I guess I bought a speaker system that I thought was reasonable in the quality, but also not breaking the bank when I bought it. And I ended up buying something that was good enough that it's in high demand years after they stopped selling it. Yeah. So it's the same thing with like old cartridges and consoles. Like people want that shit. Good deal. I hope one day we have a BoredHouse studio and we just have a wall of games.
I was about to say, Spor's gonna want. I don't know. You're so hung up on like cartridges and old technology. I do not give a fuck about.
I don't care. Yeah, but not even just to play, just to have it.
I guess.
Just like have a wall of games. We just have we could have like a whole wall that's like it's like a library with like 4,000 of the GameCube size, like GameCube, Xbox size, those like DVD cases.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Just like all of them in alphabetical. Have to be alphabetical.
Such a waste, I guess, but yeah.
What? Why?
I don't know. I feel like if you have something, you should be able to use it.
We can use it because we could go there and go to the wall and pick any game we want anytime.
Okay. We'll see.
The way you're like, no, we're going to use emulators for everything. We're going to save lots of money. 2021, baby.
I'm not saying you should, but you don't have to pay for anything that any of these people make. Also,
I think that if the game came out 30 years ago, you shouldn't have to pay for shit.
Yeah.
Guess what? If it costs $600 just to play the fucking game, don't have to pay for it. Get an emulator. But I still want them to do an HD 1080p HD remake of Wind Waker for the Switch, because they did it for the Wii U, but no one fucking bought the Wii U. So
I did.
Shut the fuck up. Nobody bought the Wii U. Except for you.
Silence is deafening.
Girm, you put the U in Wii U.
It's true, I did, guys. Single-handedly putting hours into Mario 3D World.
Nintendo sold 3 Wii U's in all of Chicago, in the whole of Chicago, and Girm was 2 of them.
There was 2 of them.
You were 2 of them. You're like, I need this one and this one in a different color.
We bought a bundle and then we broke it and then we bought another one to replace it. So we did it.
My first drawing tablet was the drawing tablet for the Wii.
Oh, that's kind of gross.
Do you know what I'm talking about?
I have no idea what you're talking about, but it sounds awful.
Look up Wii drawing tablet. Do it right now. Do it right now so we can hear your live reaction to it. Wii drawing tablet. Yeah.
Oh, the way it comes up automatically. This is just the Wii Fit board.
No, you put the controller in the left side, right? And then you draw on the right side.
This is horrendous.
It's really bad. Yeah, and the fucking the little pen is like attached to it.
Damn, so you really did have a lot of gadgets. Like, this is why you're so hung up on things.
This was bad. Like I didn't ask for this. I never asked for this shit. This shit just got given to me.
But you had it, and
Yeah, I had it.
that in itself is enough for you to want that stuff.
And one day
back.
I'll probably sell it for $1,000.
Because let's be honest, how resistant were you towards Genshin?
Very, 100%.
Very
I thought it was an anime
resistant.
game, and I was fighting probably, I don't know. I was just like, there's no way I'm gonna play an anime game with hot anime women. And then I was like, wait a minute. Of course I should play the game with hot anime women, and then I did.
Like, that's the thing. I feel like a lot of games and a lot of people will see a game, see it's very popular, and then be like, that's a normie game. Like, how dare studios make something
To be
that appeals
fair,
to the masses?
I didn't
How
play it
dare
until
they?
a year after it came out, and people stopped overhyping it. And then now
It's
that it
not
has like an actual cult following, it was overhyped when it came out.
It's
Everyone
not.
was streaming it.
It's okay. One thing about Genshin, it was never overhyped. Not the way I remember. I remember the first person to tell me about Genshin was Pobster, and he was like, "Hey guys, everyone get this game!" Like literally casually a month before it came out. He's like, "Get this game so we could all play together." And it came out. I played it. I got to like Klee's Banner, and then I stopped playing for like a month or two.
For like a month or
Like-
two, and then you proceeded to spend $1,000.
I mean, the game is fun. The game is, and nobody told me it was like insane. Nobody was like, "Oh, get this, this is gonna be so cool." That was after. And I tell people any chance I get, I'm like, if you haven't played Genshin, give it past like the dragon missions, because those are pretty boring. The start's pretty slow, but the game itself is pretty nice.
Yeah, I think what did it for me is I never really gave the game a chance. I didn't even look at it really. I just said anime girls. Nope. I'm not gonna be some kind of fucking weeb. and then I actually saw the map design, and I was like, whoa. What's the valley with the big floating house?
You were
Not
so
the
you're
floating-
talking about Leeway. All of Leeway
Yeah.
is where you're talking
When I
about.
dropped into Leeway, I was like, holy shit, this is a
They're
good game.
pretty. Mhm.
Yeah. I think that's like people still. I don't remember who we were showing it to on stream the other night. They wouldn't believe that it was a good game, and I was like, "Look at the map design. How could this not be considered a good?" If you just went strictly off the map design and ignored the anime girls and the storyline in a way that it almost seems like one of those anime games where it's just a lot of story.
Yeah.
If you just look at the map alone, it's very obvious it's a good game. And then if you look at the way the combat works, where you can combo different like elementals, that's really smart, and it's
Yeah.
very different, and it
And-
makes it very fun. You can the combat, because of the 900 different ways you can fight someone. It makes it less. I mean, not you guys do the same stuff over and over and over and over and over again, but you can mix it up and do something. Make
Yeah,
it
and
unique and fun.
that's what I was about to say. There is obviously like any game, it has its like downsides. You do have to spend money if you want certain characters. Like that sucks. But you also get free rolls, a lot of them for the most part. But pulling for the character you want is really difficult because it's like a volume game. You know, the more you do, the higher your chance. No, not really. Each chance is the same. But obviously, if you do it a million times, it's better than doing it once, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but like I don't know, it's not for some people, but those people who've never played it and who would never play it are the same people who sometimes like talk any game down that they don't think is worth anybody's time.
Me.
But it's like,
Me.
I don't know, man.
Me.
Like you gotta give
That's
things
me.
a chance.
Yeah, that's me. I do that.
Like yeah, I do think
100%.
I agree with you, Spor, that game companies have gotten like very
Lazy
comfortable
and
with giving people the bare
unimaginative.
minimum. But that is consumers' fault. People pre-order games still. We saw what happened with what is it, No Man's Sky, and we still
No
pre-order
Man's Sky,
shit.
and I pre-ordered it, and I got burned, and then I wrote a scathing review on. I threatened to take a shit on what's his name? Was his name Seth something? What?
The creator.
Yeah, what's his name?
I don't remember.
His name is Sean Murray, CEO.
Oh yeah.
Sean Murray, and Sean Murray was responsible. He worked on a bunch of the Burnout games, which is why I was like, oh, he'll make a good game. But Sean Murray, like, went out there and he sold the entire gaming industry on this concept of open worlds and endless planets, and you'll never ever meet somebody, but if you do, you might. It's going to be multiplayer. And the game actually wasn't multiplayer.
See, that's a game that was overhyped and now has a cult following, Spore.
It does have a cult following.
Yeah.
But it's not,
because apparently now it's a good game. But see, that's, I think, a big issue. Games shouldn't be sold to us on a promise. That is stupid. It's
what the game is now is what it should have been when it came out.
Exactly. Because did you ever like get into all that Fallout 76 drama too?
No, but I tell you, when I was in the No Man's Sky, I was like in actual Facebook groups and stuff. Like I was freaking ready, and I was back in like 2015.
But see,
and I got everybody, all my friends on board. We were all on board, ready to like get in No Man's Sky and try to meet up and stuff.
Right, and you'd think after all that stuff, people would have learned. But then Fallout 76 happened, where it was the same thing.
Yep.
A bunch of people pre-ordered,
and then
the game came out, and it was shit.
What, fucking 4 years goes by, and then people do the same thing again with Cyberpunk.
Yeah, dude, it's crazy.
The thing with Cyberpunk is, if you remember, I told you, I said it's overhyped. I told you, we were looking at it over the summer, and you were like, what do you think about Cyberpunk? I was like, I think it's overhyped. I mean, it might be good, but it's definitely overhyped, and I'm not going to buy it. I'm not pre-ordering shit.
Yeah, same.
I don't pre-order games anymore. I got burned on Evolve Stage 2 because I pre-ordered that. I got the epic $150 bundle, and I played the shit out of that game, and it doesn't even exist anymore, and I can't even play it. The servers are shut down.
It's gone, yeah.
It's gone because of DLC drama bullshit. And the game was good. The game had potential. The game had potential to be competitive, to have more game modes put into it, to be really just, it could still be a relevant game today. It could be one of those games where you go, hey, you guys want to play Evolve today? Yeah, let's go play Evolve. And everybody hops in and goes play Evolve. It could have been timeless because it was fun. It was like one person plays Monster and 4 people play Hunter. But like that was a fun, unique concept we hadn't really seen before. And then it just died. It was like good ideas die at the hands of bad people.
I mean, it was killed because didn't that game have like $126 worth of DLC? There was like a $15 monster that you had to pay for if you wanted to play it.
Yeah, there were monsters you could buy, but there were also skins. And even I paid for some of the skins because they were cool and I enjoyed the game.
Okay, here's the thing. If you're paying for cosmetics in a game, to me, that's completely acceptable. And I think Spore feels the same, right?
Oh, yeah. If I want to have the gold skins for the monsters, I should be able to get those. The galaxy skins and stuff, yeah, absolutely. And I did. I got skins. Yeah, pay to win is
where
stupid.
it fucks it, yeah.
Yeah.
And
everyone for a while, and I know this is getting maybe a little too technical, but with Evolve Stage 2, when the Wraith came out, when Wraith was released, Wraith was OP, and everyone was going Wraith. Like there was Goliath, there was Kraken, there was Wraith, there was the Spider Bitch, and there was like one other one, or maybe 1 or 2 other ones. But Wraith came out, and if you didn't have Wraith, you couldn't win. Like, well, that's not fair. It's not true. You could win with others, but if you had Wraith, you were not losing, is what I'm trying to say.
It was much easier.
Oh, Wraith was fucking, the crazy thing about that game was how terrifying it was too. Like you'd be all alone, like you'd get split up from your group, and all of a sudden a monster would come. Like you were getting hunted by a person, a real live human being with a brain that was playing a terrifying creature. That was fucking scary, but it was like adrenaline pumping fun, you know? I miss it. I miss it so much.
I don't know. I think it's people, as long as people keep paying for stuff and like letting companies basically underdeliver, give us really bad, subpar, fucking garbage ass stuff, and then we're like, well,
yeah.
I mean, it's fine.
Yeah, maybe they'll get it better next day. I think the moral of the story is gamers listening at home, or even if you don't play games and you just like this podcast and you listen to it. But if you know someone who's gonna pre-order something, or you're gonna pre-order something, don't do it.
Yeah.
Don't do it. Don't pre-order it. I know, but Spore, if I pre-order it, I get an extra 100,000 in game. Blah blah blah. No, they're trying to trick you. Your gaming experience may be slightly less at the beginning of the game if you pre-order it, but if everyone didn't pre-order it, the game would have to come out as a finished game. It'd have to come out as a finished game. The reason why they can pre-release
that they know people want to play.
They can publish a half-assed game and make all the money in the first 3 months, and then they don't even really worry about it. Then they downscale their development team, and they just coast off of the winnings for the rest of the time the game is alive. You know.
And they patch it slowly, like they're patching shit up. And like, here you go, here, because you know what other game did that?
Really slowly, like Cyberpunk.
What's that pirate game?
Sea of Thieves.
Yeah. God, there's so many examples. It's so infuriating. Like, actually.
I swear to God, when a new Grand Theft Auto comes out, if they do a bunch of they ruin that fucking game. Because that's I think Grand Theft Auto 6. Grand Theft Auto 6 is gonna be
was or is the standard for in-game purchases for stuff. Like 100%, I think it was GTA that started that.
It's very possible.
Yeah, like I feel like
because
they're the ones who
the
got
shark points or whatever it was.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Shark store. Yeah, you got a shark card, right? And then you would buy different levels of shark cards, and even I did it once. And then that's why they were upset about the people using trainers and hacking into the game.
Yeah,
because they were just giving themselves
a bunch of shit for free.
Yeah, which is what they should have done to begin with. They should have just made it easy. The thing is with GTA 6, that's probably going to be the most anticipated game of like at least a decade. If GTA 6 comes out at some point, because GTA 5 it's been 10 years since the last GTA.
Great. And it's still doing great.
Thanks, XQC.
But see, that's the thing. It's terrifying to think that we won't have a game where like you don't have to spend money in it. You know what I mean?
What do you mean?
Like, what if because I'm really excited for Elder Scrolls. What if we get Elder Scrolls 6? I think it is. I'm pretty sure. I'm not sure. Yeah. And then like you can buy shit in that game. Like, I don't want to do that. I just want to buy the game and play it.
Especially since people like you would absolutely buy things in game.
Probably. And like, I hate admitting it, but
Girm's a whale.
There are certain games where I wouldn't spend money. Overwatch, I would not. Fucking like if I had like Fortnite, I wouldn't spend money in it.
Well, there's not really anything to spend money on in Overwatch except for like skins if you really want them. But why would you? Like, I have over 400 unopened loot boxes, and I bought the most recent Widow skin, but only because I like it. I thought it was cool. Like, but I don't like. There are skins like the Mei skin that came out. I was like, ugh! I thought it was fucking gross. I didn't buy that shit. Same thing with that Lucio skin. That one was free, and I didn't even play the gaming event. I thought it was so terrible.
Okay. I will say I did get the Mercy skin on 4 accounts, and one of them got banned.
Which, the pink?
Yeah, the pink Mercy skin. I paid for that shit 4 times. And
for the gamers that don't know, that's $200.
No, it's not.
It was $50 to get the skin. Yeah.
The skin was not $50.
Wasn't it?
No, the Mercy skin was like 12 or something.
It was 20.
Hold on. Mercy pink skin cost.
You're just gonna get current cost, which is like $600.
$15. It was $15.
Fucking bullshit. I guess maybe.
Yeah, pink Mercy ends May.
The
BCRF.
pink Mercy accounts are worth like $600 now.
Maybe. For context for you guys, this skin made $12 million in donations for BCRF, right?
Yeah, it was breast cancer.
Yeah, it made like 12.5 mil.
We know what, we gotta stop talking about Overwatch though. You know why? Because that's the topic for the next podcast.
Which I was about to say, like, we're coming up on time here, but this podcast was supposed to be about Overwatch, but I don't know, man. There's this really weird frustration with that game because we love it so much, but we see what's happening. Like, you see these companies and they want to squeeze so much money out of consumers that instead of making something decent, they're like, well, let's make something okay and then put a bunch of nice stuff in it so that they'll buy it.
Really frustrating.
It is. It's really frustrating, and it's painful.
On the next episode of the podcast, we're going to have some guests on to talk about it too. So you guys can look forward to that. It's going to be a big fancy episode, very special, very fun.
But that's going to be less like, it might have involved like technicalities and stuff, but it's going to be more on just Overwatch and how we feel about it.
Yeah, so if you guys hate Overwatch, make sure you unsubscribe right now. I'm just kidding.
But if you love Overwatch, subscribe again or get another account.
Oh yeah, subscribe again on a second account, please.
Mm-hmm. Also, we're unintentionally becoming like a Genshin shill channel.
For now, it's just the game that's fun. Well, we did all the Genshin giveaways, and now the Discord is all Genshin people, but they're really nice people, so I'm happy to have them there. And I don't think we were ever trying to be specifically like featured around any type of game, just kind of around good people, right?
Yeah, 100%. Like I will always accept.
We've always
anybody.
Girm and I have always had a mentality with our community, going all the way back to like 2018 when we started the first Discord server.
And it was Overwatch based, basically.
It was Overwatch based, but it's always been about the community, not the game.
Mm-hmm.
And having good people in the community.
Yeah, we want the people in there
I don't care
to
what
have
game
fun.
they play.
Yeah, as long
they
as
can play Hoonie Pop, whatever, Cam Girl Simulator, and
Oh
as
my
long as
God,
there's
yeah.
good people.
the
they can hang
waitress
out.
game. There was like a porn waitress game Spor was looking at on Steam.
I turned off the
Oh, weird.
on Steam. There's like a nudity filter, an explicit games filter. I didn't even know that was a thing, and I disabled it, and now like 30% of the games that come up anywhere I am on Steam are explicit with like straight up cock and vagina. You might have to that's fine. You don't have to bleep that out. It's just straight up porn. It's straight up hentai games, like, and Steam sells a lot of them. So
You think they wouldn't, considering I guess it's there.
I mean, Gaben's a gamer, you know?
I mean,
He's a
those
true
people,
gamer.
I guarantee you those people don't have in-game purchases and they're making a ton of money because they keep making those games. So obviously somebody's getting rich off of them.
The purchase is the game, Girm.
Yeah, there you go.
You're like, oh, dude, those tits are fucking massive, bro. I'm gonna buy this
It's like,
game.
this is $5.99. It's like, what a fucking bargain. Let me get
Only
at those titties.
$5.99 to see her tits. Oh, I'm gonna buy 3. Buys the game 3 times.
Dude.
Yeah. I love when you go and read the reviews and it says time in game 18 hours, and then you go down and it says when you read how long it takes to like play the game, it says 2 hours of content. They have like 18 hours in the game.
Yeah.
Like, what are you doing? You played this game 9 times, bud? You all right?
I think
Get
the
some fresh
Brave
air.
Souls are the
Maybe wash your hands.
3-minute playtime, but like a paragraph of review.
Well, it's because they only lasted 3 minutes, bud.
Exactly. They know how to.
And it's usually a very positive review.
It's very positive, and it's got like
This game is
clauses
really
and
good.
shit.
The gameplay is amazing. The art is flawless.
You know what? Game studios, take note. Put tits in your fucking
the one
video
that
game.
has negative review has 30 hours in the game. Just can't get that satisfaction, you know. It was never really quite able to get there, you know. We were talking about possibly doing an emulator to kind of test the theory that maybe it's the nostalgia and not that the games have gotten worse, and that maybe I will try playing Emerald on stream. But then Girm was showing me these people do like Nuzlocke, and then they also like play the game at 200% speed, and I was like, whoa, this isn't what I wanted.
And it's randomized.
And just
see,
I just
there
want
are
to play the
people.
game.
There are people out there who play it like normal purists, but the thing is, a lot of people don't like watching that because it can get a bit boring. Because then you remember, oh, that's right, I spent 15 fucking minutes in this level 1 grass with my Bulbasaur so that I could level it up, so I could be level 7 or whatever. You know, like you remember all that stuff.
Oh yeah,
and
100%.
I don't know. Nostalgia plays a big role, I think, in a lot of people's like inability to be like, oh, this game's gonna be good or that game's gonna be good, or let me look forward to this or that.
All I can say is I'm looking forward to the new Battlefield, and I hope that it's part of the Origins Pass, so that I don't have to pay $60 to play the game. I hope it's incredibly accessible, like $6 to play, and that anybody could just buy the $6, install Battlefield, whatever the hell it's called, and get in and play. And we're gonna test it. We're gonna stream it. We're gonna play it whenever it comes out.
We could play with Nano, because I think Nano, she was looking at it on stream.
I will absolutely play with Nano. You can squad
for it.
out. You can squad out pretty big squads, like four people or more. I think.
Oh my god, Nano, if you're listening, if you're out there, invite me to your squad, but not Spor, and then we just kill him, like we bully him.
I hate you guys.
I'm gonna play medic. Is there a medic class in that game?
There is a medic class in that game.
I'm gonna be a
medic, engineer, sniper, assault. Yeah.
I'm gonna inject people in the balls with adrenaline so that they get an instant boner instead of being healed.
I like playing the mechanic because you get a rocket launcher, and then I can just fucking spam it.
Boo mechanic.
Yeah, it could just kind of be like, everyone in this general area take damage. I played Battlefield Hardline when it first came out, and that was a lot of fun. I was in the beta for that, and yeah, Battlefield Hardline was fun. I don't think that game got enough credit for being fun. People were too critical on it. I think it was fun.
Yeah, I've never.
There's
played
gamers. If you look really hard, there's a video. If you go through the YouTube channels, there's a video called Battlefield Hardline Kill Streak, which is like one of my very first ever gaming videos I ever put on YouTube, like back in 2013, 2014 maybe. And,
is it winner chicken dinner?
No. This is on the Spread It Gamers channel.
Oh,
really goes way back.
Yeah, he has a library of like weird games nobody looks at because they never scroll that far.
What are you talking about?
On your main channel.
What do you mean a library of weird games?
Like really hetero great people. Like games I would never play with you.
My CS:GO video is great. Okay.
Can I just say the first game I ever played with Spor was like not only Overwatch but fucking Harry Potter RP, and it was like it was so hilarious when he got kidnapped. I wish I had the clip of when I went to go tell. I think it was like a mod. I was like, please, my friend just got snatched by a snatcher. She's like, feels bad, man, and I just lost it. I just fucking lost my mind.
And Dumbledore came over and he was like, if you keep resisting, it's gonna be fail OP. The kid had fucking no soul. It was so unfortunate. Moment. It could result in possibly a kick or a ban.
That game was free. We didn't have to pay a fucking penny for that.
Well, you'd pay for Gary's mod, but Gary's mod goes down to like, they pay you to play the game.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, you get a bunch of shit, and people provide more fun than.
I think that's really what it is. It's the people that I play with that make the game more fun, and that's why I've been trying my hardest to to have fun in Genshin and make it a spore hard thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like it's supposed to just try because I make my own fun for sure. That's why I take 2 hours to get out of the tutorial of any game I play.
True. Unfortunately for everyone watching.
Now, you know what I want to do right after we're done recording? I think we should go in Gary's mod and see what's going on.
God.
We should do VR chat.
You want to do that, but you want to get a headset first.
I really want to have hand controls so that I can make a jacking off command.
I think it would be much better with that. I think it needs it.
The hand controls?
Yeah, because it would come full circle to when you did the wand circle jerk in RP.
Yeah, and I could actually do I could get full body tracking and actually do jack myself off.
Yeah, it'll be perfect.
Yeah. I could.
Guys, this is happening.
Guys, donate to my stream. And together we can get me a VR headset, and we can. Girm doesn't even need the full body tracking. Girm just needs to be a camera to witness me with full body tracking.
That's exactly what's gonna happen.
That's exact. Girm's just gonna be a fly on the wall while I create I single-handedly disrupt the peace and sanctity that is VR chat in 2022.
I don't know if there's sanctity in there. From what I've seen,
yeah, because it's quieted down. Lots of slurs.
That's what I've seen.
But we're not gonna stream it. We're gonna record it.
Okay, we'll see.
This is a fun little episode. We got to take a little trip down memory lane. And we talked about I don't know. I'm really excited for where the gaming industry could go.
Could go, yeah, 100%.
Where I see where Genshin is and what Genshin is, and I see where, I see the Battlefield trailer brings me a lot of hope. And I don't know. I really hope it's not overhyped. I swear to God, DICE. I swear to God, EA.
There's always games
don't piss me off.
There's always games that bring you that little glimmer of light. Genshin 100% was.
Do you remember Battlefield 4? There's a map and the building falls down halfway through. An entire building comes down, Girm.
I never played that game, bud. Ever.
I am going to show you right after this. The whole skyscraper comes down. The maps would dynamically change as the game was progressing. We have to stop this podcast. I have stuff to show you. Guys, if you enjoyed the podcast, please leave a like. And leave a comment and let us know what were the games that you played that you thought were really fun. What do you think? Do you think the gaming industry is boring nowadays? I'd like to find out what you guys think.
Like,
And,
literally, leave us a fucking paragraph. I love reading your
leave
guys'.
a paragraph, and we love reading it. We love responding to it. Like Girm and I get on our own individual YouTube accounts, and we respond to the comments. So
also, if you guys want to join a nice community,
the Discord.
Yeah, our Discord is there, and we have our.
It's very cozy. We have a food channel. We've got a pets channel. We've got a gaming and memes and media and all that stuff. So if you guys want a nice place, it's very friendly. It's very cozy. You don't have to know anybody, and everyone will be your friend. Just don't be
movie nights. We do movie nights occasionally.
Yeah, movie nights occasionally. A lot of stuff coming up soon. So if you guys want to get on that.
Can I just mention that we tried watching Cats 2019. Right? This is the closing. Okay. Me and Sport tried watching Cats 2019. First of all, only one other person showed up, and then
people were already like, "We're not coming for this."
Okay, we thought it was gonna be like this fun little let's make fun of it, let's laugh at movie, right? No,
it was genuinely sad.
It was horrible. The worst thing possible. We didn't finish it. Needless to say.
And Girm and I have seen the original Cats multiple times each.
It's true.
We know all those songs by heart.
Yeah, so if you're thinking about watching Cats, this is your PSA. Don't do it. It's not worth it. 2019 Cats anyway.
2019 Cats. Don't do it. All right, that's it.
But
bye, guys.
Bye, guys.
Join our Discord.